What's up, guys?
Hi.
We figured we would take some time today and answer the most common questions that we get asked about living in a van.
Let's go!
We made a little list, and then Sydney wrote some numbers on a piece of paper and shredded it up, and we're gonna pull it out of the lucky boot.
I drink Bailey's from a shoe. Make an assessment. You wanna go first? Swizzle up in there.
I can see one of the numbers, so I'm not picking that one. Number 10.
Do you budget?
Yeah.
If so, what is it?
We definitely budget. We have a budget that we basically did on an Excel folder that has all of the stuff that we know is gonna hit us every month, regardless of where we are or what we're doing. One of our biggest expenses is the van itself, because we didn't have the money to buy the van outright, so we had to get a loan. It's $1,000 a month for us to pay for the van. And then we have diesel costs, which vary pretty dramatically. Whenever we were in Alaska and we were doing a whole lot of driving, it could get close to $1,000 a month. But since we were on the East Coast and we're not doing as much driving, it's like $400 to $500 a month.
We budgeted $600 per month.
The other big one
Mortgage.
is our mortgage, for the house.
$950 a month.
And then we've got Starlink, which is gonna hit every month. The big cost on that really was the upfront cost to get it, because at the time I think it was like
200?
No.
5?
I think it was like $600. I think the initial purchase on Starlink was like $600 at
Just
the time.
just to have it?
Just to have it. And then after that, it's been $160 a month. The next big one is our grocery budget. I think we do like $400 a month on groceries.
I feel like it's more. Depends on if we're eating healthy or if we're eating like Taco Bell.
That's true.
But yeah, I don't know.
But if we're eating Taco Bell, that usually comes out of our like fun money. So that's kind of separate from groceries and stuff. The fun money is $150 a week. So Sydney has $150 and I have $150. And how we spend that depends on what we want to do that week or where we are and what kind of adventures we want to do. Insurance is another big cost. Sydney knows what that one is. I thought Sydney knew what that one was.
Health insurance, $260 a month for both of us because we went through the marketplace. Van insurance
was not as bad as I thought it was.
Something like it was like a 3-month premium, so I really don't remember, but it was cheaper, like under 500. Big total number per month for everything. Do you remember that?
Yeah. So our big number not to go over for each month was $6,000. That includes the van payment, our mortgage, insurance on our house, insurance on the van, health insurance, gas, fund money, everything we had to keep that under $6,000 a month.
Which is a lot.
Yeah. If we didn't have the house, we could cut out $1,500 because we're still having to pay for electricity, gas, and water at the house.
Internet at the house so we can have cameras to make sure nobody's doing nothing shady.
That way we know if somebody breaks in and we're in Alaska, at least we can watch them break in. It's your turn. I'm flipping these so you can't see the numbers. All right, ready?
Oh, this one feels firm. 12.
Have you met other van lifers or cool people along the way?
We've met some aspiring van lifers. We were in Salem, Massachusetts, and this guy like saw us drive by and he followed us into the parking lot.
Oh yeah.
And at first I was like, who is this guy? But then he was like, no, I'm just really interested in the van. Like, I'm thinking of getting one. Let me talk to you guys. So he was super cool.
He was cool.
But we've met a lot of potential van lifers that were just like wanted to check out and see what's up with the van. The only couple that we met that we actually talked to was this cool ass couple, and they were from Germany. They saw our Mercedes and they were like, hey, we got the real Mercedes. It was cool. And they were like, we shipped it from Germany. We did this trip 30 years ago before we had kids and bought a van, shipped it to the US, traveled around for a year, and they were like, our kids are grown now, so we're doing it again. And it was really cool. They were super cool people. He ran into somebody he worked at Best Buy in Alaska.
In Denton, Texas.
That was crazy. Yeah. That was so funny. Oh, segue. Did we meet cool people? We met hella cool people. I don't know that we met anyone lasting best friend type things, but a lot of people like add us on Instagram and we would meet and talk and like tell them what we were doing. We hit up a lot of game nights. Ocala, Florida had a sick ass game night. One in Maine had a cool game night. We learned to play Magic the Gathering. Okay?
Watch out.
Watch out, boys. We coming. We met some cool ass people in Juneau at the gym.
Kyle and his fiance, hope y'all are doing well if you ever see this. We ran into some cool folks in the North Pole. We spent a night hanging out with them. Cool stories. That's the thing. Anywhere you go, there's going to be cool people. You just have to be open and receptive to meeting
Reno,
people.
Nevada. Shout out to my man at the liquor store.
Yeah.
He knows who he is. All right. I hope I answered that. Next question. Get in that shoe, boy. Get in that shoe. Chicka, 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 boo. Chicka, chicka, chicka.
13.
How has van life changed your perspective? Boom. Good question.
It's a good question.
For Walter, especially.
Yeah. It's changed my perception.
Perspective.
Can we get a do-over there?
It's changed my Good God. Perspective, right?
Perspective.
Let's go again, can we?
Van life has changed my perspective quite a bit. Before van life, I was very much career oriented. Had a good job, had been doing that for several years, and really just wanted to like work my way through the ranks. That was really my goal. After doing this, yeah, it just changes your perception on what's important and the things that you want to do in your life. And I've always wanted to spend as much time with Sydney as possible.
Gay!
I mean, we're spending 24 hours a day together, and that is time that's invaluable, you know? At the end of the day, you can always make more money, but you can't always get your time back. And I think that's what's really changed in my mind through the time that we've spent doing this. What about you?
I was feeling like a fart, you know? So I needed to bust out with some fresh air. My perspective has changed. I wanted to focus on my mental health, and I have. So I feel overall happier, healthier. I feel like a peace of mind. I kind of look at life a little bit differently, just as far as like valuing my time, like with him and at home and me time, doing creative stuff, whatever. I would rather not work myself to death and have a little bit less money, just because life is short, dude. So like, do what you want and what you like and what makes you happy, and that's my goal. I want to squeeze all the juice that I can out of life.
All those lemons.
This is gonna be like an hour. 3 is me.
What was the hardest pill to swallow before deciding to do it?
Hardest pill to swallow?
Yeah.
I didn't really have that many pills.
I think this
I was ready. So for me, hardest pill to swallow, just not being able to see family for months at a time. That was the hardest thing, period. I was ready to give up job, money, consistent toilet.
I think maybe this is more of like a me question, but Sydney's the one that wanted to do van life. I thought it was a cool idea, and I'd seen people online do it, and it was neat, but it was never something that I like wanted to do.
I had to talk him into it.
She did.
For 2 years it took.
The hardest thing for me was kind of like I mentioned earlier, I was very much bought into like the career path. I was at a job where I was making good money, and I liked the people that I worked with, and it gave me a sense of accomplishment. I was a project manager at a construction company in Fort Worth, and because of that, I got to do projects from start to finish, and it gave me a sense of like serious accomplishment. It was kind of hard to walk away from that, because not everybody can say that they do a job that they have a sense of accomplishment or purpose. Once I realized that you can just go do your own thing and then come back to a career. Careers are always going to be there. Yeah, I was in. Let's do it.
He was also worried about the money.
Yeah.
Shit, we'll figure that out, boo. We'll pick up a job at the Home Depot. We good. Next. I'm gonna tell mine. 14.
14. Do you get lonely or bored?
I have gotten lonely a few times, and I drag CJ out to a karaoke bar or some kind of social event, emo night. Love me some emo nights. Just like friendship lonely a little bit, just because we're like solo. Never get lonely with this dude. You know, I have times where I miss family, but I'm a Sagittarius, dog. Sorry, I've been hearing a lot of Zodiac stuff recently, and they were like, if you're a Sagittarius, you live in a van, and I'm like, damn right I do. Okay.
I think the big thing about boredom and the way that at least we are doing this, if we get bored, we leave. We don't stay places that we don't like want to be. A lot of people are like, man, y'all move a lot. You're on the road a lot. It's like, yeah, if we go somewhere, I can't tell you how many times we've driven like 8 hours to get to a town, and we pull in and we check it out and we're like
nah.
Not really the vibe we're looking for. And we just leave.
It's kind of the cure for boredom, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just like constantly running around, checking things out.
Go somewhere new.
Also, when I do get bored, I try to remember that boredom is a good thing. Cherish boredom. Because one, it fuels creativity, and two, there's going to be times in the future where I'm slam busy. I'm going to be like, fuck, I wish I was bored. So, yeah, boredom's a good thing.
Next question.
Dude, have you ever done a shoey?
Yeah.
You did a shoey?
I've done a shoey with an Australian.
Bravo! Wow!
No fucking where?
You were there. 11.
I want to do a shoey. I've never done a shoey.
I'm not doing a shoey out of that shoe.
Why?
I've seen where you walked in that shoe.
How has your relationship changed?
I don't think it has.
Settle in.
No, that's a simple, easy question for me. I don't think it has. Like, Sydney and I have grown up together. We started dating the week after I turned 18. Actually, today is our 13th anniversary.
That's true.
So, yeah, we've grown up together. So, as far as our relationship changing, not much. Like, we're still the same spry young kids that we were, even though we're 30 instead of 18 now. I think we're doing pretty good for 30.
I made my own visor.
That goes back to the boredom question.
I guess if anything, it's like this much stronger just because we've been together all the time, but we haven't been together all the time. And so now we've been together all the time. And it's just like, I don't know, we just honestly fucking communication, man. If I'm getting on his nerves, he's like, I'm gonna listen to a podcast. And if he's getting on my nerves, I'll be like, you get on my nerves. I need some alone time. And I'll put in my headphones or I'll go to the gym. I love working out by myself because I can just zone in. And, you know, CJ always be talking too much anyway at the gym. So we just communicate.
Stereotypical, but communication is key.
When he goes back to work, though, and I go back to work, I might change my answer because I might be more clingy. I might be like, fuck, you're gone all day.
Not 8 hours.
That's a lot. 7.
What's the scariest moment we've had?
Oh, boy.
I
gotta go with that Alaska time. Okay, so I'm gonna try to sum it up quick.
I'm calling the police.
What the fuck is that?
I held my emergency button down, I guess.
Stop. I'm so jumpy all the time. Ooh, and it said scary. Ooh, that was timing. Okay. We were in Fairbanks, Alaska.
No,
and
Juneau.
No. At the railroad tracks?
Oh, okay. My time is also in Alaska, but I thought we were on the same page. But
all right, we're in Fairbanks, Alaska. We're trying to find somewhere to stay. Don't really want to stay in town, so I'm like, I'm just gonna. Usually we use iOverlander to like find our spots, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna just Google Maps, right? I'm just find like a wooded area, like whatever. So we found this place. It was like a railroad tracks, but there was like a big levee, right? So there was only enough for like one car to drive on. And we're driving way back on this road trying to get this like levee. And there was like burned cars on the side of the road. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is getting a little sketch, you know? And then drive all the way up in there and then see the levee. We turned on it. We're like, all right, well, let's not go too far because if it gets fucky, then we got to back this up. So we just kind of turned and like, just, you know, sat right there. Didn't see nobody, all good. Note, CJ's sick as fuck with COVID, so he's like dead. So it's just your girl taking care of business, okay? So here we are, 12 o'clock at night, and all of a sudden I see some headlights, and I'm like, oh, you know, somebody's coming. Okay, maybe it's like a party spot, you know? And the dude acts like he's pulling behind us, but then he just fucking boom, turns, goes down the levee, 4-wheel drives it, and then goes back up it in front of us. And I was like, okay, sheesh, goddamn, like he's getting around. But then the motherfucker turns around and faces us and then parks right next to us. And mind you, we're miles out, haven't seen anybody on this levee. Nobody should be there at 12 o'clock at night. And the dude pulls right there and then turns the car off, turns his light off, and he sits there. And I'm like, CJ, this is sketchy, dude. And I'm thinking like, we got the van. I don't know, he's casing us, right? So I'm like, damn. I'm looking out the window at him. I'm like, not doing nothing. I don't see nobody. He's not getting out of the car. He's just sitting there. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in there? And no shit, dude sits there for a whole hour. And the whole hour I'm panicking because I'm not getting out. He's not getting out. But I'm watching him because I want to know when that motherfucker gets out. And I'm like, CJ, what if we gotta get ready? If somebody's gonna bust in, we might need to, I don't know, what do we need to do? And CJ's just like, it is what it is. I swear to God. And I'm like,
I don't remember it.
He's protector mode man, so I'm like, CJ, what the fuck?
I was very,
what are we gonna
sick.
do? I'm gonna have to beat his ass. What are we gonna do? And CJ's like, I don't know. I was freaking myself out. And then 1 hour later, 1 o'clock, he turns his lights on and he drives off. And that was it. And maybe that's anticlimactic, but I was tripped out. Okay? I was like, we're about to die. We're about to die out here. Way out. There's probably some weird ass people way out here in Alaska. I don't know.
We were way out in the boonies.
CJ wasn't gonna help, so it was just me. So I'm like,
I mean, if they came up and actually did something.
your reaction speed would be like, "Arr!" You'd be like a old timer in the nursing home.
Yeah.
So that was scary. But I have been, that other time we pulled up to the thing, we were looking at the lights, and then the ting ting went off on the side.
Oh yeah.
That was fucking scary.
That was more of us creeping ourselves out listening to scary stories.
I love listening to scary stories. Rodney Barnes, his podcast called Run Fool is scary stories. He writes them himself.
He's good.
Shout out, dude. He's got good shit. I love it. Next question.
That was a freaky time.
Okay. All right, ready? Here we go.
Number 4.
What? Do you consider yourself a hippie?
No. I don't.
Stop.
I don't think there's anything wrong with hippies. I would never consider myself a hippie. I'm not.
Do you have a title? Do you consider yourself any kind of... What about a nomad? Buzzwords. No.
I don't
a
think
wanderer?
I'm a hippie. I'm not a nomad. I'm not a wanderer. I'm just
a dude.
Just a dude in a van. That's kind of it. I wouldn't consider myself any one thing. Are you a hippie?
No, but I think I have hippie tendencies.
If one of us was going to be a hippie, it would be Sydney. For sure.
Yeah. All right.
It's your turn.
5.
How did we get to a point where we could afford van life?
CJ worked at his big boy job for 6 years, and I worked 3 years. He was working. So for those 3 years of time, I'm an occupational therapist. So I was working at a hospital. He talked about his construction job. So basically we were living on one salary and then saving everything from the other salary. So I think we just live frugal. I don't care about fancy clothes and shit. He don't care. We'll go out, but we'll budget, let's get some cheap beers. I don't know, we just don't do excess when we save our money to do fun shit. But being able to live on one person's salary, honestly, if it wasn't both of us, I couldn't have done this by myself. He wouldn't have done this by himself.
Yeah, that too.
So it's honestly the power of 2 as far as affording. And we took out a loan, so it's not we're just balling.
Yeah, we're gonna be paying
I feel
that
like we
back
were
for a
baby
while.
balling just because we could do it.
We're balling on a budget.
Yeah, so, and also when we get done, we're gonna be broke. So we're literally going for broke. But it's cool because we're confident, we're competent, we're gonna get a job, baby. It's all good. If my future employer's watching this, hire me. I'm nice.
Yeah, we're good people.
I like to learn.
You do.
I do.
I think you would stay in school forever.
I love college. I wish I could do that as a job. I love college.
Not even the partying. She's the only person I knew that studied.
I want to be a little smart cookie.
Take this one. Number 6.
What's your favorite place you visited?
That's really hard. Alaska. Alaska was the freaking van lifers' paradise, at least in the summer. It was in the areas that were accessible. It was very open to pulling off on the side of the road and following down a road and staying somewhere. And it's just so much wilderness.
People aren't up your ass you can't park here.
Yeah.
Parking ticket. It's a city. We were
there. We were in Alaska longer than we were anywhere else. We were there for a month and a half. And
there's a bunny.
But yeah, Alaska was phenomenal. There were so many awesome, beautiful places. There's mountains that are on the ocean, which growing up in Fort Worth, Texas, you got to go to Colorado to see mountains. And
the glaciers, dude, the water.
The water there was amazing. I swam in a pond one time that was freezing temperatures.
He did an ice dip
just to
pond
do it because,
bath.
Yeah, when do you ever get to do that? Definitely Alaska. I honestly wish that we had ended our trip in Alaska instead of going there first.
Hey, buddy.
Because not just Alaska itself, but the trip there set a precedence that was
Come here.
going to be really hard for any of the other places that we went to meet. Your turn.
1.
How long have we been doing van life?
What's the date? Oh, it's our
April 25th.
April 25th, boy. We quit our jobs July 15th last year, so
9.5
months.
Yeah.
we had 9 months, boy. We budgeted for a year. That was like our goal. We're gonna go for a year. So yeah, we're right on track. Honestly, like fucking killing it, dog. Yeah, 9 months, and I prefer the van to my house. It's great, man. I'm like, I don't like to talk too much about it because I don't want to sound braggadocious.
Yeah.
And it's just when someone's asking you about things and you're like, if you really have nothing bad to say, it just seems like you're like kind of an asshole. Like, oh, you went here and there and you're so happy. But it's like, yeah, but I am though. But you got to stay humble, be cool about it, because you can't just, we won't always feel like this. And I don't know.
Nobody likes a braggart.
Yeah, but like right now in life, like I feel blessed.
Yeah.
And if you can do it, dude. I feel like you're living life like humans were meant to, as far as having time for your mind to be chill, for creative things to come. You know, you're not just inundated with media and ideas and people and busy and stress, and it's just like, we weren't built for all that shit.
That's part of the reason that our YouTube channel is not consistent, is because we might have a couple weeks where we upload like every week, and then we might go 3 weeks without uploading anything, and a part of that is like,
We're just chilling.
yeah, like we're doing this to chill. And
Yeah.
YouTube, we don't think this is going to take off. We're doing this really for friends, family, and whoever wants to watch.
Yeah.
And so that we can look back later on and see the stuff that we did.
And it's fun to edit videos.
Next question. 15.
Are you, good segue, are you scared to go back to real life?
I wouldn't say scared. I'm pretty confident in us and our ability to go back and make something out of what we've got. But I mean, I'm gonna be sad a little bit to not have the freedom that we were just talking about, to just do what we want, and to not have the freedom to drive somewhere and then just decide you don't want to be there anymore and go somewhere else. It really is a sense of like true freedom once you realize you can just go wherever you want to go. So to have to go back somewhere and settle down and get career oriented again for a period of time, start a family, I'm not scared, but I'm sad to say goodbye to this chapter, but I'm really excited for what's to come.
Life be lifing.
Yep.
8.
What's your favorite and least favorite part of van life?
Favorite, 1,000,000% unlimited exploration. I'm like that Boy Scout that just wants to get out and do shit. You know, I want to see an eagle. I want to catch a moose on the side of the road.
From that day on, if I was going somewhere, I was running.
I saw a moose dunk his head underwater for over 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I thought he was drowning himself. But he was just drinking or eating seaweed. I don't really know. But he did it repeatedly for over 3 minutes at a time, because we timed it. Came back up. And when he left his belly, he was swole up. I want to see that shit. I'm trying to soak it up.
That's all I have to say about that.
Least favorite?
Least favorite? Dog farts. Because it ain't that much ventilation. And when them motherfuckers farting, and one time I was farting, and damn, it's a hot box supreme.
Yeah, it was bad.
No, it's bad. It's real bad.
And if it's raining, you can't open the door. If it's cold, you don't want to open the door. If it's hot, you damn sure don't want to open the door. Well, you might open the door for a breeze.
Yeah, when it's hot and you got those hot farts in there.
Them hot farts be
different.
okay.
Question 9.
What's your daily life in the van? 6 a.m.
Sleeping.
7 a.m.
Sleeping.
8.
Sleeping.
9.
Maybe waking up.
10.
We're awake.
All right.
We wake up, and typically the first thing that we got to do is pee. That's if you're in the middle of the city somewhere, we typically just find a gas station or something and go to the bathroom. But then after that, brush our teeth because dental hygiene is important. And then we usually like make coffee. We'll just take some time. We got our little French press, put some water on the stove, sit there, have a conversation, boil some water up and make some coffee. That is pretty consistently every day.
We're some coffee snobs now.
We're learning.
I'm a coffee sour.
After that, it kind of depends on where we are. If we're somewhere that we're gonna stay, we might just pull the chairs out, set up, hang out for the day, fill the dog bowl up, let them walk around and explore. Or if we're in the middle of the city, we're probably in the city because we're trying to look at different structures or like monuments or whatever it is, go learn something. So we'll go to a museum or we'll go find somewhere cool to go just kind of look around. And then after that, it's usually cooking dinner in the van and finding a place to crash for the night.
You left out the most important part of the day.
What?
The gym.
Oh, we do tend to go to the gym a lot. Like for people that live in a van,
And we shower, duh. You make it sound like we don't have a shower. We shower like every day.
Yeah.
Every other day.
If we're in the city, we pretty much shower every day. But if we're not, we might go like a day or two between showers. But yeah, we're either like showering at the gym or you can go to rec centers all over the place. Mm-hmm. But
or like way out, like in Alaska, we went to some like a bunch of campgrounds, and it'll be like $5 for a 10-minute shower or something. Like campgrounds are good about that.
But if you hadn't showered in 2 or 3 days, those are the best like 5 or 10 minutes of your day.
The hands down the best commodity in the world is hot water on demand.
Yeah, hot clean water.
That shit is like, like you're living.
Yeah, that's kind of a typical day for us in the van.
All right, is this last one?
I think so.
Wait. Oh, Fudge was hiding. Come here, little sucker. Number 2.
This is a good question though. Ending with what made you decide to live van life?
Oh my God, the most sentimental question. I think I hit this a little, but in 2022, January, early 2022, my mom passed away. And then that hit me pretty hard when I didn't realize until later that it hit me hard. And then in the past 3 years, a lot of people have passed away. It started with my mom, and that's what made me want to do van life, because I started having like grief depression and I didn't realize it. And then like probably a year after, I was like, I gotta see a therapist because like I'm turning into a fucking Grinch, and I didn't like realize it. And CJ was like, dude, and I was like, yeah, I gotta get myself right, because like I'm not happy. Like I love life, but I did not love life. So like this is not me, this is weird. And I tried a lot of things like therapy and changing work schedule and changing hobbies and habits and new friends and like just a lot of stuff, and I still felt like stuck, just so negative. I needed a reset, and it was like, man, I want to do van life. I want to go, I want to see, I want to travel. I have all these thoughts in my head of like, what am I gonna miss out on life if I don't see this? I was like, I've never been to New York, I've never been to Chicago, I've never seen the Golden Gate Bridge. I want to fish in Alaska. There's all these things that like people do, and I'm like, I want to see that, I want to do that, because I was just sitting at home wondering and thinking about doing these things, and it was holding me back from being present in the moment, because I was living in la la land. I was living in dream, you know. I had to go out and do that, hush that down, and kind of fulfill those things that I really wanted to do, that wanderlust. And I had to talk CJ into it, but I did, and we're doing that shit, and we've seen so fucking much already. And like, yeah, it definitely, I'm 1,000,000% better. I needed to heal. Van life is a remedy for me anyways. I feel back to the good old Sid, you know, loving life. That was really long, I feel like.
But it's a good answer.
Did I hit it all the points?
I think so.
So, real talk.
What made me do van life? Sydney. But that's it. Those are the questions that we get asked more than anything else when we're talking to people, and we just thought we would share it just in case someone else wanted to know. But if you made it this far, thanks for watching. We hope that you got something useful out of this, and we'll catch you on the next video.
If you made it this far, you're a real one. I got a feeling that I know a couple people that might be still hanging in there.
What's up, Angie?
What? Angie, my girl.
Have a good day.
Bye.